Hello guys, today we're going to do a tutorial in UDK on adding exponential height fog and fog volumes to UDK. The level here is just a level that I've been working on. I'm just going to give you a quick look around and then I'm going to show you the difference with the fog. This is just a little room here. I'm going to use the fog volumes in here just to show you what it does with the lighting. And I'm going to just start off now by adding in an exponential height fog. Now to add in an exponential height fog we need to go to the content browser. So we come up here to the content browser, we open it, and we need to go to actor classes. Then we come down into the options here, and it's here under fog. We just click down the fog drop down, and it's the very first one, exponential height fog. Click on it and drag it in. It doesn't matter where you drag it into as long as it actually comes into the map. There we go. Now you might not have noticed the effect just yet. I noticed it because I'm obviously getting a higher resolution than you are on YouTube. But if I just drag this up and I press F4 to get into the properties, you can see here under exponential height fog and the components, you can see here that the fog density is set quite low. If I set that to 1, you can see it gets quite thick all of a sudden. Now obviously you can play around with the settings here with the density. I personally think about 0.5 density and change the opacity to about 0.5. It creates a nice little effect here. The opacity just refers to how easily it is to see through the fog, and you can change the fall off, how quickly it falls off, how close you have to be to starting, and also this controls the same as the fall off. You can also change the color of the fog. The fog also has two colors. I'll start with the first here. We just click on the color here, and we can change it to a very dark blue, give the map a very cold feeling. Or we can change it to a green, make it seem like a toxic spill, even seem like the sky is on fire. We can also give it a nice little glow, so it seems as if it's nice bright, maybe mid-afternoon. We can also change the secondary color of the fog. The secondary color is the color that appears mostly in darker areas. So if we come here, you can see here that it just gives a secondary tinge to the color, and this can be really good and give some really nice effects if put into a good level. So I'm just going to put this to a nice red here, well, reddish. There we are. I'm just going to quickly hit play from here and show you what it looks like when you're actually looking in it in the game. There we are. You can see it's a nice little mist in front of you. You can see it's starting to fade into the trees there slightly. As I get closer, it fades further back. Okay, so that there is an exponential height fog. It covers the entire map, and it you can add in alternatively fog volume to cover a smaller area. To show you that, I'm just going to delete the fog volume, the exponential height fog, sorry, that we added. I'm just going to click on it and press delete, and it's gone. I'm going to add in an exponential height fog volume into this room here just to show you how you can cover small areas with the exponential height fog. Like I just said, exponential height fog is very good for smaller areas, maybe a room or just a small area where you want fog to appear if you don't want your entire level to be covered in it. To add it, we go to the content browser, we open it, and we come in to the static meshes. Make sure you're only searching static meshes. Then come up to the search bar and just type in fog. Fog is the easiest way to find this. And you see here the S_EV_fog volume _sphere_01. This is what we want. Well, this is what I want. You can use really any of these. Just going to drag this in. Drag this to the side. Now this sphere is going to be covered in a fog. It's actually going to be what we're going to use in the level to have the fog appear in the level. That sounds kind of confusing, but you'll understand in a moment. Okay, so once we drag this into roughly the position we want it, we can then go into the actor classes again, come down to fog, and here the fog volume constant density info. Click on that, and we're just going to make sure before we click on it. This is a bug that I have found, is that if you have something selected in the content browser and you try to drag this in, it will bug out and tell you that there's no material selected. So just make sure you're not selecting anything in the content browser. and then you can drag it in with no problem. So just click on it, drag it in. Very good. Make sure that you've selected the fog density fog constant density info. Okay, now we can close the actor classes. Now with this we can just drag this to the side slightly, just to show you that it is a fog here. If you can't see that clearly, I'm just going to press F4 into the properties. I'm going to come in here and change the density to 0.005. That should be quite strong. You can see that the fog here is quite a bit stronger than the exponential height fog. Now what we're going to do is we're going to apply this fog volume to this static mesh, so that this static mesh will actually have this effect on it. I'll just close this here, this effect here. It will have this effect on it. And then we can just hide this outside of the map, and this will appear within the map. Okay, so with the fog volume selected, what we're going to do is we're going to press F4, and we're going to come into the fog density info, and we're going to come down here to fog volume actors. We need to add this static mesh as a fog volume actor related to this fog volume. So we're going to simply press this little green plus here, add new item, and we're going to type in the name of this static mesh. Now to get the name of it, we can just click on it and we can press F4, and you can see here it is static mesh actor underscore 55. Okay, so we're going to click on this again. We're just going to go F4, come down to here and type in static mesh actor underscore 55. Very good. We're just going to click off it, and you can see that the effect has been applied to the sphere. Now you can guess the many uses for this. You can create small areas of fog, like I mentioned before. I'm just going to hide this outside the map. But I'm sure that you're all creative out there and you can come up with some really cool uses for this. I'm just going to bring this down and cover my little key here. Just going to right click, hit play from here. You can see a nice little sphere that's created. Now similarly to the exponential height fog, we can adjust the properties. We go in, press F4 to the properties, and we can adjust the fog density. We can make it 1, which is full dense fog, which is impossible to see through. As I mentioned before, these fog volumes are far more powerful than the than the exponential height fog. So I'm just going to put back to 0.06. That'll be still quite potent when you're in it. It's barely visible here because of the sky dome I have in. But I'm just going to come back in and show you again. You can see here, barely an outline of the fog. Gives an outer glow, almost as if there's a shielding around it. Anyway guys, thanks for watching this tutorial, and please check out more videos on the Online Design Teacher channel.